Hey family, Eve here. So family, today the video that I'm about to create is a video that's a continuation of like all the rest of the videos I did where I mentioned Denzel's Deception, where they were titled Denzel Deception with something behind it. So this one right here is going to be titled Denzel's Deception, Sacrificial Recruits, kind of showing you guys who he recruited into the industry and how their careers took off. And yeah. So before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So let's get started. So family, I want to go back to when I mentioned that when an actor, actress, or an entertainer signs a contract, that is an acquired debt, that they will be in bondage to the lender until that debt is paid in full. As far as entertainers paying their debt, they usually bring other entertainers into the business to lighten their debt. This is kind of like sacrificing, like you bringing somebody else in under you. And yeah, that's kind of like they call it networking, and networking is a way that they is kind of deceiving, and I'm gonna break down what the word network means in a little bit. So like I said, they usually bring other entertainers into the business to lighten their debt. This also allows them to stay on top. So family, we're gonna look at this debt as if it's a game, like a real actual game. And the meaning of game is another name for prey, and prey is an animal being hunted by another animal for food. Vultures, meaning that they're going to attack them, kill them eventually until they consume them or eat them up. That's, you get what I'm saying. Okay, gotcha. So we're gonna look at this debt as if it's a game, and we're gonna call this game, or we're gonna title it this game, the pyramid scheme. Now, a pyramid, we know that's the house of the Egyptians, and you remember I told you in the book, God showed us that here while we were here in bondage, this America was known as Egypt. Um, and because you remember we were in bondage in Egypt before we even our forefathers was in bondage in Egypt before we even went into bondage here in America, because he brought us out of Egypt in bondage the first time, which is what he's doing now. That's why he's freeing all the prisoners. So yeah, so in the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 68, and it talks about bondage, us being in bondage. It said, coming here to be in bondage. It says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by way thereof. I spake unto you, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. You remember I've read that to you guys so many times. You guys ought to be used to it. It's just mean we was gonna be traded as slaves. Bondmen, bondwomen. Bond means bound. Bound means handcuffed or chained. Slavery. So that's why I said let's look at this game as a pyramid scheme. Pyramid, home of the Egyptians. Right here is considered Egypt. So this is their home. They made this their home and kept us captive in their homes. Yeah, on these lands. Scheme means make plans, especially in a devious way or with intent to do something illegal or something wrong. So a pyramid scheme. And so in order for the top player or team to remain on top, they must recruit other players into this pyramid scheme. Pyramid schemes, usually when the player first come in, they start out at the bottom recruiting. So yeah, the great players, in order for them to stay on top, they got to bring in players at the bottom, right? So a pyramid, it's going up. So from the bottom to the top. So when they sign these contracts, so when an actor or entertainer signs a contract, they start out at the bottom and they work their way up. So this is symbolic for how Denzel is known as one of the best actors of all time, how he has been on top and he has brought in other entertainers by having them sign contracts and become a part of the industry. Yeah. So like I said, he's on top. And that's why I named it Sacrificial Recruits, meaning he sacrificially recruited so many people. So like I said, in order for him to remain on top, he had to bring other people in. And recruiting is said to be good for the team. Recruiting means, what's the definition of recruit? Recruit means to enlist someone. Enlist someone mean like have them to sign, like most people use recruit when they talk about armed forces. Like I said, the military has always been their sword of how they ruled over us. So recruit meaning enlist. So recruiting for entertainers is known as sacrificing. Sacrifice means to surrender something for the sake of something else, or offering something to a deity or a god. False gods, false deities. Yeah, not our heavenly Father, not that God, but these little with the little G, not the big G. So yeah, most players in the so like I said, recruiting for entertainers is known as sacrificing. Most players in the pyramid scheme usually start out at the bottom and work their way up. The more players they recruit, the higher and faster they move up on the pyramid. This is what Denzel has done his entire career. That's how he has remained on top, becoming known as the best actor of all time. Here is a list of his recruits that has actually moved up the pyramid because of the role that he played in their lives and the stage he set for them in the industry. Let me show you some of his recruits, and you will see how popular and how their lives are after becoming signing the contract and becoming an actor, knowing what they gave up, their souls, and what Satan gave to them. You'll see. So Will Smith, we know Will Smith, very well known. He said, "This is what all of these guys that I'm getting ready to show you through his recruits, all his recruits, or I'm gonna give you statements that they made pertaining to him as far as their careers are concerned." So Will Smith says, "He knew me years ago. I would go to Denzel for advice. He's seen me through the years. He was just telling me how proud he is at who and what I became. He said that he felt like a weight was lifted off of his shoulders. Now, what he became, who and what he became, is another child of the devil, another seed of Satan, because he signed that contract." And he said Denzel felt like it was a weight lifted off his shoulder because he done came up in the industry. Will Smith has grown in the industry. He just like Denzel, not as high up, but right below him as far as his status in the industry, in the entertainment industry. And he was saying he felt like a weight. That means the weight was lifted off of Denzel because guess what? He done made it to the top. So, hey, that weight has been lifted. Yeah, Derek Luke. Luke was handpicked by Washington for his directional debut, Antoine Fisher. Now, Denzel directed that movie, Antoine Fisher. Luke's career took off after making the movie, even earning him an Independent Spirit Award for Best Achievement for Best Male Lead for his role in the movie. Handpicked means he's one of his Masonic brothers. He's one of his fraternity brothers, like Mason. He's a Mason. And we know Masons, that's the devil, Baal. He pledged to the devil. That's one of his Masonic brothers. That's why he was handpicked. Handpicked mean hands. They brothers. Yeah. And his career, when he made that movie, Antoine Fisher, his career just shot up. He took off. Dakota Fanning. Dakota Fanning and Denzel Washington met while filming their original movie, Man on Fire, 2002, and recently reconnected in The Equalizer 2023. Dakota's words are, "I would have done anything to be a part of this work with Denzel Washington." Now, you know what she is. She's the harlot. She's like the harlot. When God talks about a harlot, it means a whore that he sold out to. Like, she is like one of these people that has kept us in bondage. She's a white girl. She's a Gentile. So he's slave to her. Like, and she says she would have done anything to be in a part of his movie. But really, it's the other way around. Yeah. Chadwick Boseman at the AFI Lifetime Achievement Awards for Denzel Washington, where they paid tribute to Denzel Washington. Denzel paid for Chadwick Boseman classes to study in London. The last movie he played was Ma Rainey's Black Bottom 2020, which was produced by Denzel Washington. Produce means to compose, create, or bring out by intellectual or physical effort, or to bring forth. So that's what produce mean. Glenn Powell, at age 18, was cast into The Great Debaters, The White Boy in Great Debaters, 2007, by Denzel Washington himself. Denzel was impressed by his drive and performance. He introduced him to his legendary talent agent, Ed Lamato. He he's dead now, but Lamato. What's Lamato? Is that an Asian name? Didn't they say the United States is in debt to China? They all family. To represent him. Powell often says he owes his career to Denzel Washington. White boy, it's the other way around. We all know Gentiles. Whenever a Gentile play a movie and Denzel is in that movie, that Gentile makes more money in that movie than Denzel does. And that's why he was featured as one of the stars in the movie. He made more money than Denzel. I'm sure he did. Michael B. Jordan he starred in Washington's A Journal for Jordan, 2021. Jordan commented that their personal that personal knowledge that Denzel has given him. He said Denzel prayed for him, listened to him when he needed to talk. He mentioned how Denzel and his family has been there for him. See, sacrificial recruit. Austin Butler. Butler worked with Washington in 2018 on the Broadway production of Eugene O'Neill, The Iceman Cometh. Them the Russians. Denzel later helped Butler secure the role of Elvis in the 2022 by calling director Baz Luhrmann, advocating on Butler's behalf. See, these people, when they owe somebody in the industry like that, when they owe somebody and they say it out their mouth that they owe their career to this person, that's a verbal contract. And that contract, at any point, they can kind of take them up on that contract, and next thing you know, that person is up out of here, gone, dead. People don't understand when they sign these contracts with these people, that's their life. That's you giving up. You got to give up something to get something. So if they giving you this fame, you done gave up your soul for this. You done bowed down to serve these people. Serving these people is serving false gods, serving other gods, idolizing these people. You bound down. Yeah. See, people don't know so whatever you signing in them contracts, whatever it say they can do to you, they do. And most contracts, when they say your career's over, your career's over. And when they say your career's over, that means you're gonna die soon after that. It's crazy, but it's true, because that's what's getting ready to happen to Denzel Washington himself. So this is the last recruit I got, but there's plenty more that he recruited. Barry Jenkins, and this is funny right here, because Jenkins stated how Denzel is kind of like a godfather. He reaches out, he says, let's go to lunch. You sit down for about 3 hours, and he has a binder. Then he lays it out. Do this, don't do that. If you do this, then don't do that, or do this and do that. Just really loving. He said he's just really loving and compassionate. A godfather. Now what does that say? He said it. Godfather. A little G father. Meaning you're bowing down to him. Yeah. And he's serving as your father. So your career, he got handles on your career, whether you can be made or he said you can do this, don't do that. If you do this, do that. Like he giving them directions as a father would, like Satan did him. Satan gave Denzel directions on what his career gonna entail, what he gonna do, and how he gonna do it, and how long he gonna do it. 70 years, and it's over. So family, I just want you guys to see what sacrificing really is about, because my next video is sacrificing of somebody's life. So with that being said, family, I thank you guys for viewing my video, and I'll see you on the next one.